Yo, are we are we here? Just checking on my phone to see if I'm here. Seems like we are. Cool, 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 cool. Let's see. Checking my phone to see what it looks like. It's not very helpful because then I see myself looking down. All right, well, it's time for some Road to Pong. Last week, all right, I have tons of stuff here. Let's see. I'm just gonna run what we've got as a recap. Debug. Huh. Alright. This is what we got to last week. It's beautiful. It's ready to ship. You can get this early access on Steam. Alright, it's a tired joke. It's a tired joke. So what we've got here is we've got SDL as the platform, like getting us the window from Windows. We've got IMGUI giving us the scene panel and the contents panel, and we're using the doc space branch of IMGUI. And then this red is we've got an off-screen buffer with OpenGL rendering, so kind of like outlining an editor. And I'll be honest, I don't really know where I'm going with this. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. Overall goal is to make Pong, but not just make Pong, in a super brute force hacky way, which would be fine and probably pretty easy, but to kind of like mess around with making an editor because there's a lot of things that go into that. So it's less about Pong and more about just like making stuff. Yep. Let's see. So the code to do the texture is here. So well, first you gotta get the frame buffer. Then you've gotta, so you get the frame buffer, you bind the frame buffer, and then by generating and binding a texture, you're kind of associating that texture. You're making that texture an attachment to that frame buffer. Then this is setting up stuff related to MIP mapping, which maybe I probably didn't need because we're just, like, I was cutting and pasting this stuff, but this stuff is related to MIP maps, and we don't necessarily need those right now. This was just generating data for the tech to put in the texture, and we just copied this color. But since we're not doing any rendering and I didn't feel like setting up shaders or anything, I just created this color buffer and put the color red in there. It's red because it's it's a 32-bit number. Each 8 bits is a color, so RGBA. Yep. And then so we have that texture, that handle to a texture that we got here. And to get that rendered in IMGUI, we pass that to IMGUI via this right here. So that's how that all works. This is the UV mapping, which may be incorrect. We'll see once we actually are rendering images. Yep. So that's where we're at with that. So some obvious things, some obvious paths forward would be like to set up rendering with shaders, which, yeah, I mean, we could set that up. Another obvious path would be like, instead of, just setting a color buffer here, like make that color buffer be from an image. Make that color buffer be from an image. And eventually what we would want to probably do is like render a quad. And oh, that's something we could do is set up like we want to render a quad and then we render a color, a texture into that quad. It could be cool to set up like importing an image because you know that's a thing we would want to we'd have to set up. And there is some architecture with this main loop we could start doing. Like, yeah, that is one thing we could do is start working on what this UI actually does. And so since this is all IMGUI, we'd probably want to move that all out into its own file. Like all this IMGUI stuff obviously shouldn't be in the main. But I don't the problem with that is I don't totally know what I want to do with it at this stage, so it feels a little early to start doing anything. So I think what I would like to do is like figure out like if I were to find an image and drag it into the window, could I load that image and then have it render, like take the color, the contents of that image and render it here? Like, you know, it's not overly useful, but we would be figuring out like how to import assets by just like drag and drop. So first off, let's see how that would be handled. And I do not have any idea how to do that. Yeah, so we'll try to capture drag and capture drag and drop. Well, I'm gonna update the title of the stream for that. Okay. All right. So let's see. IMGUI widgets, is it in there? I have no idea how to do this. I've never done it with IMGUI, so yeah, I don't know if there's anything in their example about it. I think let's see. There's some. Let's see. So we got IMGUI process event. So this is where I would guess it's gonna be, right? Because SDL gets all the window. I'm sure this is just like getting all the events from Win32, and then we're giving IMGUI a chance to handle it. So, interesting. So, okay, so we got events, get our backend data. So we got mouse wheel, button up, window event. Huh. Okay, well, that did not have anything that I was expecting it to. Well, I thought I would see something about, you know, like. Let's see. So maybe IMGUI doesn't have drag and drop handling. Let's. Oops. Stream within a stream again. Let's see. IMGUI. Let's see what we got here. Wait, what does the stream look like when it's all white? Okay. Not too bad. Not too reflecty off my glasses. The Cherno did drag and drop. So we could always watch that. But I like to, I want to figure it out on my own. Let's see. Oh. WM. Huh. Okay, so this guy. Process event. Window event. Drop. Okay, so. So this is drop target. Ah. This is really lots of words. So IMGUI accept drag payload. Cool. I have no idea. Let's go find this IMGUI drag drop source. Oh, jeez. Oh, here we go. Wait, what? What was the title of it? IMGUI begin drag. IMGUI. Here we go. Yeah, here there is something in the demo. Let's see what we got here. So we can go turn on the demo, which I think we took out of our app, but we could go turn on the demo. Let's take a look. A lot of stuff here. Cool. Well, might just want to start throwing some code in there. So when this returns true, you call set drag drop payload once. You may render the you need to call it. You may render the payload visual description. Call in drag. So let's see. Let's add IMGUI demo back to our app. Which, of course, I deleted all that out. What else would you do that would make sense? All right. We can do like, let's see. IMGUI examples SDL. Here we go. Where did they put that after new frame? There we go. All right. Other thing I gotta do soon is make some scripts to run our build stuff, because I can't ever remember the CMake for this. And here we go. Oh, whoops. Oh, we're too far down. Yeah, and also it'd be nice to have everything build to a different location than this. Like, I can't even remember. I'll source. There we go. All right, so now we have the IMGUI demo window. Is it? Widgets. Let's see. Begin drag drop. This is under widgets, trees, advanced. Oh, widgets, trees, advanced. Test tree node as a drag source. Like, what can you drag there? Like, can we drag an icon there? What did it do? There's... What did it do? Does it maybe... Oh, test tree node as a drag source. So, like, what exactly can you drag there? So if as a drag, so like if I drag a picture, what are we expecting to happen here? Set drag payload. Can I like... drag a text document onto it? Unclear. I don't really know what to expect here. I guess I was kind of expecting maybe a console log. But I had no reason to expect that. So in drag source. Oh wait. Is it like a, can you oh, I thought maybe like, yeah, I don't know. Boop. Oh. Boop. Hmm. So let's see. Set drag and drop payload. So what payload were we saying? We were gonna say tree node, so yeah. That didn't help anything. Oh wait. Okay, so they get the IMGUI context, they extract the payload. They say that the payload should be less, the character type should be less than 32 characters. If so here they're getting the data size. They're storing it in the heap. Return whether the payload has been accepted. Okay. So were we just looking at this? Okay, so they didn't do anything with that. Oh, I wonder what this begin drag tart custom is. Okay. Choose condition to submit a payload on drag start or on every frame. So I wonder, so this like returns whether the payload has been accepted. So it copied it. It looks like it copied. Huh. So do you have to like get a payload? Huh. The demo is unclear. So I don't know what all of this stuff is. Maybe we have some other. Let's see what he said. Whilst working on my rent design, I've been dragging from within Windows into my editor, which is based on. Maybe we should go watch that Cherno video. This is back in 2019. Let's see. I'm back to sitting way up so that I'm zoomed in on. Okay. I wonder if SDL has drag and drop. So it could do that. Do we want to get a drop file from SDL? SDL would be able to process it probably from like any window. I guess now that I've been looking at it with this, I'm like, wait, I have to know how to do it with IMGUI. Oops. I would prefer. I mean, I guess there's no reason to not do it with SDL, but I guess I would, like, now that I've looked at it, I would kind of like to know how to do it with IMGUI. Let's see. I went to. That doesn't seem like what I want. All right, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna see how the Cherno does it, cause he's a way better dev than me apparently. Let's see. I can't hear the audio from this. Wait, shouldn't we be able to hear the audio from this? I feel like we should. Oh, my bad.
Is we currently, if we want to load a scene, we have to go file open.
My bad.
Right? It opens up here. We go assets, scenes, and like 3D example, for example.
All right.
And that's pink cube is what I want.
Let's see what he says.
That's the right one. I was like, that's not my scene. That's
Let's
not
see what he has to say about this.
And then obviously we can kind of go through this scene, and it's not really a cube, but anyway. And there's certainly no lighting. They have basically where they have all their functions, right? They have their drag and drop functionality. I am on a slightly older version of IMGUI. I really need to update it, and I probably will next time. I'll probably do that off camera unless you guys want to see it, just because it's a bit boring, I guess. Just updating the sub module.
This right here is probably good. So get
Nothing. There's not much to it really.
get drag drop payload. What am I doing? Okay. All right. But how do you figure out like what it is? You know what I'm saying? So you could do drag drop, but you don't know what's... How do you know what it is that's been pulled in? All right, let's just see if we can hack this. So call after... We're gonna have this right here. And we're gonna look at this demo. So begin drag drop. What is set drag drop payload? Begin drag drop target. Call after submitting. Call after submitting an item that may receive a payload. If this returns... I am unable to totally figure out... I'm unable to totally understand how you're supposed to use this. So where are we? Oh, geez. I lost where I was. So... Okay, so here you accept the payload. You know that it's a color. Okay. Just feels like a hack to go watch how somebody else did this, right? Now, let's just take a look. Let's accelerate this.
And then making sure everything compiles, obviously. Yes. And they have comments, right? So we should be able to take a look at this without having to look at like the references, even though, again, I've always said this, but IMGUI demo is a fantastic resource. We do unless you're sure that what a string demo window is inside this like 5,000, like a drag drop example there, which you can use
Oh, here we go.
as a
Wait,
reference.
how come I didn't spot this? So allow user to drop colors and...
to see how it's actually implemented.
So you go like this, you go. Okay. If begin drag drop target. Oh, okay, but this is probably only payloads known to IMGUI.
So you can see there's like begin drag drop target, then there's end drag drop target, and then we have this ability to accept certain payloads. So there's a bunch of stuff that we can explore there. So we need to call begin drag drop source. Hard to say. Harder to say than it is to write, this whole part probably. So call when the current item is active. If this returns true, you can call set drag drop payload and end drag drop source. So it's a bit of a tutorial right here in the comments. So as far as the setting drag drop payload, type is a user defined string, maximum 32 characters. So that's what type is, right? That's the first parameter. String starting with underscore are reserved for DR IMGUI internal type. So we shouldn't use an underscore to start it. Data is copied and held by IMGUI. Okay, so the way that this works basically is we begin drag drop source after we render some kind of UI element. So after we have our image button, we're going to call begin drag drop source, like with an if statement. Then we're going to, if that's true, inside the body of the if statement, we're going to call set drag drop payload to be basically the path of whatever it is we're dragging. We're going to give it a name such as like content browser item. I don't know. Content browser item path maybe, because I think the payload's going to, like the type is what we use to accept the payload later. And the payload, by the way, is just some data. That's all it is.
Okay.
And then inside that if statement, we'll also call end drag drop source. That's the whole source side of the things. I think that's pretty much it. And then I think we can also like I think there's like a way to specify, I don't know where that is though. We can actually specify the string of text that's being dragged. Oh, here we go. So if you stop calling begin drag drop source, the payload is preserved. However, it won't have a preview tooltip. So currently we fall on this. So we can set a tooltip. But that's only if you stop calling begin drag drop source. Why would I stop calling that though? Anyway, I'm assuming this does something. And then there's a bunch of drag drop flags as well. So for example, no preview tooltip. And this does not, I think is pretty much it. Or maybe it will just be the item that's being dragged will be. Anyway, we'll see. So let's just go ahead and try it out. At the very least, we'll just do the like the start of the drag drops. We won't use any flags for now. I don't know if we'll have to. We'll do end drag drop source. And then I'm going to set drag drop payload. The type, we'll call this like content browser item.
Okay.
Again, we should probably store this in some kind of UI class, but we'll figure it out later. And then we set the data, so pointed to the data. Now, IMGUI did actually say that they copy it. So data is copied and held by IMGUI. So you have to be a little bit careful with what you're copying here. We don't want it to be too large, but also we know it's being copied. So that's great. We don't have to worry about its lifetime, basically. And if it's a pointer, then we can just copy the pointer if we want.
How do we know?
So
what's
what are we
being
actually going to
copied?
copy here? So basically at this point in time, what I could do is just get the current directory. And remember, since we have an asset path, which is assets, we don't need to worry about the full absolute path or anything like that. We know this is coming from the content browser. So this is clearly going to be relative to the asset directory because the content browser. I think
what this is like letting you drag and drop stuff. Like, so you've already got stuff that you know about, and then you can tell, you like are telling IMGUI, hey, I can drag this little icon over and put it here. But I don't think what this is doing. Yeah, okay. So this is drag and drop within IMGUI itself. This isn't IMGUI. Yeah, okay. This isn't like IMGUI is not detecting that like you literally brought something in over the window. So I think what we actually need is a combination of import window. We need a combination of what SDL can do for us and what IMGUI can do for us. And that's probably what this tutorial is about. That's probably what this dev is talking about here, is how to do the initial drag and drop and like get the asset basically. Yeah. He's combining this with what IMGUI does. I don't think I want to do it that way because I don't totally understand. What I think I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start off with like, can we get the SDL case to work? Because SDL is our like platform layer. So let's just try that. So we'll follow. So blah, 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 blah. So let's take this example here. And we've got to put that, so when SDL is processing all the events, yeah, okay, this is making sense. That's where I was having a hard time, is like, yeah, okay, so it's somewhere in here. Oh, okay, well we didn't, how about I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to be like, just going to enter this in, comment it out, and use it, reference it real quick. All right, so what we're doing, so right now we don't, can you, right now this is interesting because like we currently are set to process both of these. Wait, what is this done true thing doing? Oh, here. Yeah, so we do every. Let's take a look. Yeah, let's see. While not done, while not done. Interesting. So we could have. Yeah, did I mess something up? This doesn't make sense. Oh, jeez. Okay, well this loop doesn't make sense because we're setting done true here, right? But we're still processing all the events. I guess it doesn't matter. But it seems like if you process this event and you get done true, you don't want to keep going. You should just exit, right? So this, that's what we want. Yeah, this is slow going here because I'm still kind of figuring out what I'm doing. So switch. So this one's implementing with breaks, but the way we have it implemented is more like fall through. Either way, we want this SDL drop file. A lot of work to do just to get like anything going. Maybe I'm over ambitious on this. Maybe I'm getting a little over ambitious. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Almost an hour in and haven't accomplished anything. Let's hurry. All right. What do we want to do? Let's just do super easy here and be like, see event drop Let's just be super hacky here. Just okay to be hacky while I'm figuring it out. This whole thing is just gonna be hacky, right? Cool. Cool. So that printed it out. All right. So, and then like what I'm like, what the drag drop thing is like would let you like you can set up a source and a target, right? So we can set up things that are in here as sources, and then this as it's seen as a target, and that will allow us to drag things out of content into scene. But the part that I was getting tripped up on is like, what if I want to just take something from my computer and drag it in here? So yeah. And I guess probably what the one dev with the long tutorial was doing was like making it so like if you drag an item, you could maybe only drag it to the contents. Like whereas right now, SDL is going to receive a drop that's on anything. So you could drag it, I could drag my icon right here and it's going to input it, which I actually think it's fine, like why limit people to having to drag something only to here? If you drag it into the scene, what you could do is go ahead and import the image and make a texture out of it and then render it to a quad. It could just have different behaviors. So that could just be a lazy way of not having to implement everything this dev talked about. I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant to implement what this dev is talking about, without going and doing a lot more study. Yeah, filtering out where the user can drop what kind of files. So yeah, exactly. All right. Cool. All right. I don't know if anybody is actually watching the stream. If you are in the stream, drop a message in chat. Let me know how boring this is. All right. This is probably something that's cool to come back to. I'm going to make a note. But for now, what we would want to figure out is, all right, now we want to handle this. So I'm gonna take about a 5-minute break, come back and start working on like, I guess what we got to figure out, like what we would do with this. How do we even figure out what type of file is being drag and drop on? So yeah, interesting. This is the point where like everything is hard. Let's see what he's at. Where the fuser can drop what kind of files? Yeah. Hmm. You can drag more than one. I wonder if SDL. It's like event. I wonder. I guess SDL. If you drag like 3 files, let's see what it does. Yeah, so it probably just it creates 3 events and processes those each. Okay. Cool. But then we have to do some handling, like, we don't know what to do with a text document. We know what we might like to do with a JPEG or a PNG. So probably what we'd want to do is have some kind of handler that's like checks the asset, like for types that we accept. So, and you wouldn't want to just check based on file extension. You'd pretty much ignore that. What you'd want to do is like we would want to look up at JPEG and PNG documentation and see like how do you identify those files. And we could so we could check it. Yeah, okay. I'm starting to think about how we want to do this. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Yeah, if you're watching the stream, leave a message in chat or drop a follow or something. Let's talk. All right, I'll be right back. All right. Got some LaCroix, some programmer fuel. Oh yeah. Got some Oreos, programmer fuel as well. Oreo ASMR. All right. Let's see. Oh, I have my phone, so I hear myself talking. It's weird. Does this have a way to check? Like, check? You know, like, we can load, but what if we don't want to load? We just want to be like, is image. I suppose the implementation would do that. You know? Like, oh. Wait. I thought I saw like a load. Is there just like a generic STBI load right here? Uh, hmm. STBI image. Oh. Let's see. Quick notes. Okay. Primarily of interest to game developers and other people who can avoid problematic images and only need the trivial interface. Okay. Okay. What's why is there still stuff on SourceForge in 2023? That's what I don't understand. Is there like I've never used free image. I've always just done STB image. Documentation. Probably should have looked a little more closely, huh? Should have looked more closely. Documentation. I don't want to download it. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of words. Oh my gosh. I don't know. STB image is so easy. Maybe we just write our own little functions to check if, to do a little peek in an image and see what it is, or in a file and see what file type it is, and then we'll just use STB image. Because, like, I don't really know how this free image library works, and I'm also not like in the mood right now to go learning how new libraries work, especially like this interface. Get thumbnail. Has thumbnail. We would probably be creating our own thumbnails. Draw. This has a lot of extra stuff. All right. So we could be like, what's the JPEG format? Well, all right. I'm gonna do one thing real quick. I wonder if I could make this as a submodule, but the way it's set up, it's not. If we go here, oh, yeah. All right, let's. Oh wait. Let's go up here and read the documentation. All right, so you have to do like this. You have to do define SDB implementation. So we got to go over here. Oops. Hmm. Uh. Okay, and then. Here we go. STBI open. I was just wondering if this would be some kind of check. Oh no. Let's just see. Let's just yellow this. Yes. Let's just put some code in and try. Animated GIF still needs a proper API. All right. One thing real quick. Just wondering if free image might have more functionality that we want. Why did this suck? Did I click open in a new tab? I wish free image had better documentation. Is it downloading it? It's not downloading it. Damn you, SourceForge. All right, well, let's just try. All right. Full documentation under documentation below. Oh, here we go. All right. So it is this. We don't need this anymore. Those are all ints. I think that's what. I don't know what I never understand in this library what this one means. I never totally understand what this required components is. Oh, to force that many components per pixel. Okay. Oh, okay. In is not supposed to be something you set. It's going to get, like, this is going to tell you how many, in is going to tell you how many components it read, and then this is saying, I want you to force it to have 4 channels, basically. Okay. All right. So what I want to see is what happens to this when event drop file is not an image. That's what I want to see. And so we're going to see that. Uh-oh. We didn't update our CMake. All right. But we don't want to just launch it like this. Oh, I didn't make it so you can close that. We don't want to just launch it like this. I want to do... uh, uh, I want to see what happens here. I would assume. Wait, what? Dang it. Wait, isn't there a way to tell it? I thought sometime recently I was like, options. I thought at some point I figured out I saw like a way to increase like where all it searches. Oh, search depth. Oh, that didn't change anything. Well, bummer. Alright, so this is one of those things where we'll do this. Give ourselves a spot to stop. Null. Yeah, so STB does do something that determines whether it can import an image or not. So it doesn't crash, so that's cool. No symbol. It'd be nice to be able to step into that and see where all it goes. Huh? We ended up here again? I was not expecting to end up at this spot again. Huh, look at all these. Oh, wow, so event has lots of stuff. But drop. Huh? Do we drag? Oh, we did. I didn't realize I had 3 images selected, so I was like, what is happening? All right. Programming. So this one, it did get the image, so that's cool. Yeah, we're expecting one more. I wonder if we can step into this. Oh, we can. Cool, 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 cool. So here's going to try to open it. That should be fine. Load image from file. Load and post process. Load main. I mean, you're still getting way down here and doing work, so I guess that's okay. You have to do some work no matter what. Okay, so yeah, they are. Which is what this is what we would have to do. This is what we would have to do. It's testing. Is it a PNG? Is it a BMP? Is it a GIF? No? Yeah, and then it would turn. Cool. Yep. All right. So IMGUI or SDL does do a check. Cool. All right. But so we figured out how to like do that, right? But when we import an image, we're eventually going to want to use that on the G, like we want to use it as a texture. So we need to do like after we get the image data, then we also have to do the processing of like making it a texture on the GPU. Now what we could do is like we have all this data, right? We know X and Y. Yeah. So just gonna try this. We could do right, and then we can set it here. Okay. And then where do I set up my OpenGL stuff? Oh, is that down below it? Oh. Bummer. All right. This is about to get way hacky. This is gonna get hacky, really hacky. Trying to prevent from saying some bad words here. Right? I'm gonna do something terribly hacky. This is not how we would want to do this, obviously. I'm just exploring here, okay? All right. So first we would be like, if data, right? We don't want to do anything if data is null. Yeah, okay. We got a few things we have to do here to get this to work. It might not even be worth it. Like, we're going to do more work hacking this in, I think, than, like, what it would take to just, like, do a better job. All right. We should probably set this to default value. All right. So if there is data, go ahead and generate all this stuff. But instead of color buffer, we're going to send data. And instead of 350 by 350, we want to do, you know, X and Y. Okay. And then we want to come down here and we want to be this is big hack just to see. Should have closed this demo window. We got to get rid of that demo window. All right, so now Ooh. Oh, well. The heck? Why did that only display once? And go away? Oh. Because when you do boneheaded things, you get code behavior deserving of a bonehead. Alright. Because I reset it to 0 there. Wait, what? Oh, jeez. We crashed. Oh, wait, did we? It seemed like we did. Yo! Well, there's a couple things wrong with this. For one thing, the colors are not right, and it's flipped. We can fix that. This is when, I think this is when I was... This is probably wrong, but I think I had that flipped. Why is this open? I don't actually ever want that. And while we're in the code, let's go get rid of this demo window. Didn't we make this somewhere? Let's just... Actually, if we move this appropriately far up, then we can still have it there for learning things about IMGUI, but not have it always displaying. All right. I wasn't expecting that. Was it right the first time? Was it right the first time? Or did I just redo it the exact same way? Oh. What am I doing when I do this? Let's just not pass anything here. Let's just go with the defaults. Oh. Oh, it didn't compile. Okay. Well, but this doesn't make sense, I don't think. We're saying we're going to start at on the right, right? Yeah, no, this doesn't make any sense. So we will switch to the default, but we will also look at this compiler error. Wait, did I redefined it? Huh? Redefinition. What a noob. Yeah, we're really winning. Did I delete the line of like if? We want like if, right? I thought we already had this though. Did I like delete that? Oh geez. I hit enter multiple times. All right. Okay. So now the orientation is correct, but the color is all wrong. Which is interesting, right? Oh. Probably because when we first defined, yeah, we said this is GL unsigned int, and we said it has 4 8-bit components, but that's not the layout of our data anymore. The layout of our data is this. So we need to change this a little bit. Let's see. Let's go look at let's go look at this function. Like we have to tell it that it's just 8 bits, and you need to pull 3 of them. We need to change how we're telling the format of this. No, we like docsgl. All right, so width, height, format. So let's take a look at what we got. What are we doing here? Yeah, we are doing RGBA because because like right here, we're forcing it to be 4 components. So that's still what we want. So we're doing unsigned bytes, right? That's basic. This is an unsigned byte. So we're doing GL. So we'll get rid of this. Okay. And then, let's see, internal. Maybe this is all we have to do. Because now we're telling we're telling it the format is RGBA, and then we're telling it, but we're sending in unsigned bytes, so it probably should know what to do from there. Oh geez. Yeet. Yep. Cool. So we figured that out. How neat is that? That's pretty neat. If you saw that, say it's pretty neat in the chat. That's pretty neat. I think there's something wrong with this. Is something I did a long time ago, a couple years ago. Oh, I get it. Yeah, it's this. The camera origin is right here. So I set up, in this picture, what I'm showing is that I set up clusters. I divided my view frustum into clusters. So the origin of the camera, or the near plane, is here. So here's my first 4 clusters, second, third, and then the ones furthest away are there. I did some wireframe drawing. Yeah, pretty neat. Someday we'll get back to that stuff, that kind of stuff. Cool. All right, but obviously we don't want to do all this right here. Like, obviously, This is ultra hacky. So what we probably want to do is like when things are drag and drop here, we would want some kind of like work queue. We would take the file. We'd make a copy of the file name here, and then push it into some kind of work queue and do all this loading of stuff on a different thread. So I don't know if we necessarily need to do the threading part now. The other thing is like, let's say we imported an FBX. Let's say what we did was we drag and dropped an FBX. We don't want to like first try to load it as though it was an image, then try to load it as though it was an FBX, and then try to load it. You know what I mean? Like we don't want our work queue to have to like literally check for every type under the sun. We even though STB library image can tell us it will return null if it wasn't an image, it would probably be better for us to have some code that would take a peek inside the file and figure out. I mean, I guess you still have to. I guess there's a couple ways we could do it. Obviously, like the foolproof way to do it would be to literally check the file and the file headers and check what file type they are. The not so foolproof way would be to really rely on the file extension. So it's like, is it a JPEG? Then push it to the image import pipeline. Or is it an FBX? The problem with that is like, you can name a text file FBX and drag it in. But I guess the point there is like, if it's a text file that you named of FBX, you'll pass it to your FBX importer and it will fail. And so, yeah, okay. And our job here isn't to be like, you can rename your FBX file to GLTF and we'll still open it the right way. That's, the whole point of file extensions is to make life easier. So, okay, so it's a requirement that your file extension match the actual contents of the file, which I think that's a reasonable requirement. So what we would want to do is parse the take the event drop file. We would want to take that and get the extension off of it, and then decide what to do with it. Yeah. But we wouldn't want to do that here. We really want to do that on a different thread. Although we don't have to do it on another thread at this moment. We could just write the code that we would write. What we could do is have some kind of thing where we push the file name onto a stack so that we can get out of this loop here. And then like, yeah, so like here, before starting the frame, check if we have stuff to load. Okay. It doesn't even have to be a stack. It could be an array. It could be a queue. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, it could be a queue. So this brings me to a thing. So we could just like start doing like the standard library queue. But one thing I've been interested in trying is like other libraries that provide these containers. So I'm not going to do that this stream, but where we're where we're leaving off is the fact that we achieved being able to let me just run it. If you happen to be watching, where we left off is being able to have our window and then drag and drop an image and have that displaying. So, and we figured out that IMGUI doesn't quite provide the drag and drop functionality that we're looking for of being able to drag contents, you know, from your file explorer into the window. What IMGUI will provide is like if we had a texture in this contents and we wanted to drag it over here onto something, IMGUI will give us a way of handling that. So that's good. But to implement what we wanted, where we technically, I think the way it's set up is we could drag something else in there, right? Yeah. Yeah, to implement what we wanted, where I could just drag something from here over to there, that we implemented with SDL, our hardware, our platform layer. And then to actually load the image, we looked at using the STB image library. And then obviously, like, this is super duper hacky. Like, we don't actually want to be doing all this loading and stuff inside this processing event loop. That's not smart. But what we'll do next time is move this code especially, like this code right here should be getting pushed off into like an asset load queue that could eventually be threaded. But this stuff here, like this doesn't belong here at all. This doesn't belong here at all. So, but we're using it now just for kicks. So next time we'll work on how to like put this into some kind of asset loading pipeline. Cool. And the next thing we'd want to do also is like if we load an image, we don't really care about it literally being a PNG. What we actually care about is turning it into hardware formats. So that's be a thing to look at too. That's actually something I'm kind of interested in. We got like a couple more minutes. Let's see. Like, let's say, yeah, texture. So we want OpenGL. So I don't know if DXT. I don't think DXT is an OpenGL. Oh, yeah, it does have it. So the question is like, how do you create a compressed texture? I don't want to read Informit. What the heck is Informit? Inform IT. Blah. OpenGL Super Bible. Comprehensive tutorial and reference. How is that different than the book I have? Well, for one thing, this was 2007, so like, oh, it's no longer in print. Okay, we don't even need that. But all right, using texture compressor. Huh? Is this what we want? Is this what we want? Is this all there's to it? Don't you have to? This reminds me of something. I think you're supposed to call STB free at some point. Oh, what? That's not what I want. Documentation. Yeah, we do want to free the. We do want to free the data. So, but first we have to get it. We can clear it after we've done all this, so we can. Yeah, we can go here. That's what we want. Okay. And then we were looking up this. Specify a two-dimensional texture in a compressed format. So target level. Okay. Yeah, so we don't need let's give this a try. So we would we're talking about redoing this line, so we would want to like GL texture 2D. That's what we. Okay. We level can still be 0. Internal format. Let's see what internal format needs to be. What? Loads in a geocompressed text image 2D. Wait, what am I trying? Oh, maybe this. Oh, this says specifies a pointer to the compressed image data in memory. Our data is not ours is not compressed yet. But it's not text image. No. But specifies a pointer to the image data in memory. Yeah, like. I don't think we can just. I don't think we can just use this because, like, the data we have is not already compressed. See. Specify a pointer to the compressed image data in memory. So first we have to like create the data in the format that we want. So like let's see. Oh. This is probably what we want. Something like this. Yeah. No, we don't want that. Texture compression by Eris. I cannot pronounce his last name. My bad. So probably like any of these ones that we won't that he reviewed is something we could do. Format. Where's the conclusion? Let's just see what's the fastest one. This kind of compute shader based texture compressors. That's cool. I wonder if I don't know if can OpenGL do. I guess OpenGL can do AST4. Well, it's probably less about OpenGL and more about like can Windows. Is it? We should be able to do E. Can OpenGL do? Well, we know OpenGL can do DXT1, right? But DXT1 is just RGB. It's not RGBA, if I understand. If I understand correctly, is this a RGB? So, like, can or OpenGL DXT5? 5 is an RGBA. Okay, so you can. So we just need something that can. So we could just get something that can do DXT. So. I need to actually like read this. What is B7E? Is that's a library? There's DX. There's STB. Small and decently fast compressor. I think BC1 and BC, I think those are all similar to. So, oh, binomial. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize this was open source. All right. Well, let's go with something super easy for now because we're looking at an STB library. Let's do a STB DXT. I wasn't planning to start this tonight. I think we'll probably start this next time. Oh. Oh, jeez. What was that? I, I'm being a bonehead here. That's what I wanted the whole time. All right. I am going to call it. It's 12:30. Tomorrow we'll work on. We'll do. Because like compression will be something like when we put this into some kind of workload, part of that workload will be to compress it. So we'll lump that in tomorrow when we take this chunk of code and figure out some kind of workload, work queue code for that. So all right, if you happen to have come by the stream and watched, thanks a lot. If you're hearing me say this, really appreciate a follow. But anyway, yep, I'll be here tomorrow night, probably like 10:30 or 11 again. So until then, yep, bye. Bye. I have to look at the camera and say it. Bye.